Hi, my name is Amber and welcome back to my channel, Books and Beaches. So as we get into the fall here, we'll probably rely heavily on the books part of my channel name and not so much the beaches. Once I get a chance to travel a little bit more, or when we get back into the summer, that's when my love of the beach kind of comes back in. But for right now, we'll focus on the books. But when don't we? So I misspoke when I talked about my October releases because I thought releases were really going to kind of slow down as we come into the fall here and head towards winter. And boy, was I wrong. I cannot wait to talk about some of these November releases. I don't even know how many I've got on my list here, but boy, are there some good ones, and I am so excited to start telling you about them. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to use my computer here so I can kind of give you a synopsis because I do not have all of these memorized because there are way more coming out in November than I even know about until I started looking them up. So the first couple, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 that come out on November 1st. And the very first one is The Prisoner by B.A. I do believe I've read something by that author previously. And of course, now I can't think of it off the top of my head, but The Prisoner is a new thriller that's coming out. And, Behind Closed Doors, that's one that I read by B.A. And it is a psychological thriller to shocking new heights, which, hello, sounds amazing already. It says, now the author will hold you captive with this stunning new thriller about one woman wed into a family with deadly intentions. That's all I want to know. It sounded great. November 1st. Another one coming out on November 1st. And this one I know I heard Audrey talk about, Audrey at Chapter and Converse, on one of her upcoming books that are releasing in the fall. And I also know that this one was an Amazon Prime's first read for the month of October. So I was so excited to pick it up because it comes out on November 1st. And that's The Quarry Girls by Jess Lourey. And this one says it's based in Minnesota, 1977. For the teens of one close-knit community, summer means late-night swimming parties at the quarry, the country fair, and venturing into the tunnels beneath the city. But for two best friends, it's not all fun and games. I am sure Audrey probably talked more about it, but I don't know. It sounds really great. So, and the next one says they both have a secret. So, looking way forward to that one coming out. The next one is She's Gone by David Belle, and I do believe this one is YA. And now, of course, it's not going to come up. There it is. And I always like a good YA. Like I said, I work in the middle schools, and so, and especially YA thriller or YA mystery, those are right up my alley. So this one, like I said, is by David Belle. And it says, a new page-turning thriller from U.S. Today's best-selling author David Belle. When a girl disappears, who do you suspect? And it says, 17-year-old Hunter Gifford wakes in the hospital on the night of homecoming. He's shocked to learn that he and his girlfriend, Chloe Summers, have been in a terrible car accident. Hunter has no memory of the crash, and his shock turns into horror when he is told Chloe's blood has been found in the car, but she has disappeared. I don't want to go too much farther, but I was like, okay, where's this gonna go? So another one, November 1st. Another one, Friends Like These, Jennifer Lynn Alvarez. I do believe this one might be YA as well. Let me just double check. And this is a very popular title name, actually. So when you look it up in Goodreads, it's a very popular title. But it says, twisted secrets that will have readers guessing with every flip of the page. Perfect for fans of Gone Girl, We Were Liars, both which I really, really enjoyed, and Karen M. McManus, who is by far probably one of my favorite YA authors. So it says, an end of summer party, a prank gone wrong, a body on the beach, who's to blame? I was like, yeah, okay, put it on my list for sure. And then the very last one that comes out on November 1st is Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry. Now, I am by no means a Friends super fan, but Matthew Perry was Chandler on the show Friends, and I enjoy the show. I sucked at Friends Trivia when I met the BookTube besties down in Madison. So if you watch that, Krista's video on that, yeah, I was terrible. But I am interested in picking up this book and kind of hearing what the show was like for him. I know he's dealt with a lot in his life, and so that might be one that I pick up. And that is the last one, like I said, coming out on November 1st. The next couple of these come out on November 8th, and there are two. The very, very first one is one that I have been trying to get approved for on NetGalley, and I keep getting denied. That's just the way it is. You can't win them all, I guess. But this one is Secluded Cabin, Sleep 6 by Lisa Unger. Now, I have read, I think it's either one or two books by Lisa Unger before. Yeah, one is sitting up here. Last Girl Ghosted, which was kind of a mystery thriller about a girl using dating apps, which I heavily connect with. But this one says 3 couples rent a luxury cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway to die for in this chilling locked room thriller by New York Times bestseller Lisa Unger. So, like I said, I like to go into my thrillers kind of not knowing anything, but I love a good, like, isolated locked door thriller. I'm currently reading Daisy Darker, and that one's like all isolated on one island. So I am really looking forward to this one coming out. I don't have it pre-ordered yet, but since I kept getting denied, I may have to pre-order that one. And that's never a bad thing. I love supporting an author when I can. So the next one coming out on November 8th is The Last Party by Clare Mackintosh. This one I also got denied on NetGalley for, which is fine, like I've said. Just get a little jealous for those of you that do get some of these because they sound so fantastic. I read, oh gosh, it was, Hostage by Clare Mackintosh. We read it for one of our book clubs. It was really great. Not a book I would suggest reading before you go on a flight. But this one, The Last Party, says, at midnight, one of them is dead. By morning, all of them are suspects. It says, it's a party to end all parties, but not everyone is here to celebrate. Okay, you know, her last one took place like all on a plane, and so this one sounds like, you know, all at this party. Yeah, sounds great. I liked her writing before. I'm looking forward to hopefully picking this one up as well. Then the next one comes out on November 15th, and this one I am so excited. And I think this is perfect because this is Have I Told You This Already by Lauren Graham. And if you don't know, which I'm sure many of you do, Lauren Graham played Lorelai Gilmore on The Gilmore Girls, and I have read, I think, everything that she has come out with before. I loved Talking as Fast as I Can, which was her previous book, kind of about all of her acting career. And so this one I'm really looking forward to. It says, a candid, insightful, and wildly entertaining essays about life, love, and lessons learned as an actress in Hollywood, from the beloved star of Gilmore Girls and New York Times bestseller author of Talking as Fast as I Can. So, and the thing about this one is I will probably seek this one out on audiobook if she is the narrator. She narrated Talking as Fast as I Can, and I loved it because you're getting that voice of Lorelai Gilmore, and yeah, that's like one of my go-to watch shows. So definitely want to pick this one up when it comes out on the 15th. And the last couple that I have to talk about today come out on November 29th. And I'm not going to lie, when I was researching some of these, I realized I was like, all the new books release on a Tuesday. Why I haven't picked this up in the past in all of these different new release videos that I've recorded, I have no idea. But I was like, oh, okay, new books come out on Tuesday. So I learned something new that I shouldn't have taken this long to learn. But anyways, so the first book coming out on the 29th is The Personal Assistant. And that one's by Kimberly, Belle, I believe. And let me just pull this up here. Like I said, I apologize. I'm kind of using my computer and my filming stuff today. And this one is the author is returning with a deeply addictive thriller. Obviously, a lot of these are going to be thrillers. That's my go-to. Exploring the dark side of the digital world when a mommy blogger assistant goes missing. As a lot of you know, if you've watched my channel, I like the digital world. That's kind of my other world. If I'm not reading, I'm at work and I'm in the technology field. So I kind of like when we're getting stories from that perspective. And so this one caught my eye because of that. And yeah, if deeply addictive, like, sign me up. Here we go. So that is the first one coming out on the 29th. The next one, I actually didn't know about or know much about it until I saw a Goodreads giveaway. And so I put it on my list. That is Winterland by Rae Meadows. Like I said, also coming out on the 29th. And the tagline on this one is "Perfection has a cost." It says it's reminiscent of Maggie Shipstead's Astonish Me and Julia Phillips' Disappearing Earth. Winterland tells the story of a previous era, shockingly pertinent today, shaped by glory and loss and finding light where none exists. So I was like, okay. It's historical fiction. It takes place in the Soviet Union in 1973. And a girl gets to be chosen to be part of the famed USSR gymnastics program. And so I think that's the part that really caught my eye, because I was a dancer and baton twirler and I say in a previous life, but when I was younger, and when I was working in my first teaching job, I was also a gymnastics coach. So kind of that world really interests me. So I think that one was one that grabbed my attention, and I liked adding it to this list because they are so usually thriller heavy in my choices. And so having a historical fiction I thought was a great addition. And the last one, and this one I actually got a proof for on NetGalley, and I'm so excited. I'm just waiting a little bit to hopefully read it a little bit closer to its published date, since it will be published on, like I said, November 29th. And that is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. Now, Holly Jackson is actually the author of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. And actually, it's got a 0.5 book now, too, because that came out. So like 3.5 books in that series. And I'm sure there are a couple more that she's written, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But that great trilogy. So this one says it's an unmissable crime thriller from this award-winning author. 8 hours, 6 friends, 1 sniper. So I was kind of I automatically wanted to apply for it on NetGalley because I like Holly Jackson's writing, and then I saw that. So, and I'm going to go by the title, assuming that if there's 6 friends, 5 survive is the title. Something's gonna happen, but looks like they're on a road trip heading in an RV heading to the beach for spring break. So all kind of a little bit of buzzwords in there for me: thriller, beach. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit isolated, so really looking forward to that one. Like I said, November 29th. So those are all of the books coming out in November that have caught my eye. I wouldn't doubt that there are more. Like I said, when I said in October I didn't think fall was going to be a big one for books, I think I was wrong, because November really has got some good hits here coming. Are there any books that I've missed? What do you know that's coming out in November that you're looking forward to? Leave them in the comments below. I always will take new suggestions. So thank you for joining me today. As always, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.